Hello everybody. Not seeing us yet here. Okay, looks like there might be some eggshell left in there. Get a little closer. Yeah, you can see half an egg in there.
That's probably not easy for camera viewers to see. Just
no, because there's a lot of that vegetation in front.
So this will be.
Now, see, there's that clamshell, and that's what I was wondering if that might have broken the first one. See that? See that?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And that, you know, if they had set down on that, and the egg was underneath it, I don't know. So let's introduce ourselves. I'm the Loon Cam Operator. This is John Cooley from LPC.
Hi.
I'm going to check the chat. Chat, let us know if you can hear us good, because I can't put it on sound here or we get a lot of feedback. Let me see here.
I got this.
So what are you doing now? You're putting on a...
yeah, latex gloves, or and I've got a Ziploc bag, and yeah, first step is to collect the eggshells. Get rid of the mussels.
Yeah. I'm going to take a picture of that, John, before you...
Of the mussel? Yeah, sure.
I think that's an interesting... Okay.
I mean, that's what the cameras do, right? They like give us all this up close, like possibility for like individual random things that could be the problem. Oh yeah, look, you're right.
Some embryo in there left, huh?
Yeah, and it is it's developed, you know, definitely like a fertile egg. I don't, you know, or let me just see if that's part of it or not. I can't think that is. Yeah, there's a little bit of development there. Just.
Can you tell if it's like? I mean, they never really consistently incubated here. They were giving it 6 hours a night.
Yeah.
6 to 8 hours a night off.
Yeah. So this looks like it's in but it's actually you can see some of the like anatomy of the chick, like a bill and an eye and the spine, and so that's like we tend to rank the development on like a simple 1 to 5 scale, and that's further up, like probably a 3 or something on that development scale, compared to like no development or just like the very beginnings.
But it would have normally hatched like next week, maybe, you know, in another 5 or 6 days. Is that
okay? So you're saying we're about a week out. We're 3 weeks in.
Yeah. Maybe a little less, you know, a little more than 3 weeks.
Oh wow, that's fascinating, because yeah, I can see like ribs and, you know, so I'm not, and just like how smushed it is, it's a little hard to say whether it was on track.
Yeah.
But definitely fertile and developing, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is what an egg should look like at this stage. Yeah. But there's I'm not seeing a lot of like, you know, downy feathers. That would be, I don't know when they form in the development. Seem pretty, at least at like some early stage of being a feather, they must be present early on. But yeah, there's another mussel shell.
That's 3 of them, huh?
Yeah.
That's not a...
What if it was as simple as that, you know, just some...
Can you tell from the egg shell there if it was thinner than normal?
And are you seeing a fragment in the nest still?
Can you put a fragment of egg in there? Eggshell in there?
Let's see what I got. So we have an egg in an eggshell that was collected on Squam Lake in the 1930s.
You're right.
Yeah,
right.
Pre-DDT.
Yeah.
And it's you even just looking at that one eggshell, you know, it's not like a proper sample, but of many. But that N of 1, you can feel and see that it's a thick eggshell compared to, you know, a really thin one. And there's probably every year there's some that are thin, but yeah, that looks thin to me.
It looks very thin.
Yeah, we can measure that, you know, and see, but it looks thin to me. Yeah. Not seeing much else in here, Bill, as far as egg stuff. So good nest, though, huh?
Somebody wants that tree for a Christmas tree. That thing grew up the top.
Right. Pretty brave plant. So where's the root of this plant?
I don't know.
Down in the sun in the raft.
Probably in the summer. We grew a lot of vegetation on the front porch too. It's really couldn't see too much inside.
But that's, I don't know how zoomed in you are, but this is what we've ended up with.
Maybe I can do that. Give me a minute.
Yeah, we can. Well, and
it's so sunny here, I can barely.
Yeah.
I think just hold it up above the nest here.
Sure, and you know, so the eggshell. There's a big chunk of the eggshell, and the rest of the sort of debris and the little bit of developing embryo in there. Shoot.
All right. Well, listen. Let's do a few questions here, if you have the time. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you know about the variable incubation? You know, we normally expect it to be an hour or two at the most off the nest, but we've seen short periods of longer that still have been successful.
Yeah, and we were talking about that as we rode out here. You know, on average, you might see the loons off the nest, and the camera footage may prove me wrong in this, but sort of the textbook is that, you know, 5 or 10% of the time the nest might be unattended, empty, just as they both are off.
Right.
And on the bigger lakes, that tends to be more, a little higher percentage, 10-15%. But for the individual nest, there can be, I think the species account says that there have been instances where they found a nest with eggs in it that had dew on them and were chilled overnight.
Overnight, yeah.
And then that hatched after that.
Okay.
So that's sort of the outside outlier of like what still might hatch.
Right.
And you know, this has probably been covered in the chat or in what we've described on the website, but my understanding is that the eggs are more sensitive as the incubation progresses, as they get closer to hatching.
Yeah.
They're less tolerant of that long gap.
Well, which is interesting because the 6 to 8 hours has been pretty consistent for the first 3 weeks, and over the last couple days, they've been much more diligent about staying on the egg.
Okay, yeah, and they tend as it advances to be more and more invested in actually getting it to hatch.
Right.
They're less likely to flush off the nest. So it's like endless speculation possible about what might happen or what's contributing to the outcome this year, right? But definitely whenever we have a new pair member, the chances of them successfully nesting goes down a little bit.
Yeah. Any chance that they would re-nest this year?
I think usually we expect 7 to 10 days or so between a failed nest and a new nest attempt. It can be a little shorter than that, but there's a little bit of downtime to just go through the process of nesting again. And the latest we've seen a nest start is like mid-July, maybe July 15th, July 20th. So it's not inconceivable, but it's really unlikely that they would re-nest now, and we wouldn't really want them to because usually those nests don't succeed, and it's just a hotter time of year, especially this year, for them to put the effort out.